Another failed Republican project to prove to their cult that they didn't actually lose the election because, honestly, this is what it boils down to. Republicans need to convince themselves that they got more votes because there is a thing about fairness that is innate in every single person. So Republicans have to believe the delusional conspiracy theories in the first place before they're willing to throw in for an autocrat. Is everybody wants to be ruled by Trump. It's just those damn Democrats keep cheating us. That's the problem. No one actually wants democracy. So overthrowing America, is fair and just. Greg Phillips and Catherine Eldridge was part of this effort. They were the stars in the 2000 Mules movie, the one that said that they would absolutely definitely get evidence that Democrats varied enough ballots to overturn the elections. Now, they're now claiming that Chinese hacked into their system with no evidence and deleted the evidence that they gathered. That evidence would have actually proved it, but those Chinese are sneaky and they got in somehow, ignoring the blatant racism of the Republicans that blindly follow this stuff. They even went further in saying the upload is junk. It is trash. They didn't do a good job. Once you get into that video, it's nonsense. Complete nonsense. But it doesn't really matter because Republicans are not going to look at it, not going to think about it, and not going to do anything. For 30 years, Republicans have been complaining about election fraud. Well, if you go back even further, it goes all the way back to Jim Crow laws. Because if you don't look like them, your vote is suspect. And to keep the election fair, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. Now, they've been hyping this all the way up to the conference, the pit. And how Democrats stole the election went up in smoke. Just before, Phillips said, the part that was left out of the movie we have available. The media, he added, was afraid of the summit because they have no idea how devastating some of these stories actually are. Catherine put in, it's time to move on. Not to move on to what happened in 2020, because we still have to understand what happened. That is critical. We have to understand that, but we are 88 days out from the midterm. They have nothing, but they want to pretend like now that they're the heroes because they just want to move on because they failed in this attempt to prove Democrats committed crimes. Another failed project. But the question is, should we move on to the prosecution phase? Putting both of these people in jail for fraud. Because clearly they lied over and over again. How much money did they siphon off from the Republicans? Can't really feel bad about them being ripped off because they're really happy to hand over that money to every single con artist. But if we put all of them in jail, maybe someday Republicans will come back to reality and start caring about the United States once again. Alright, now if you like those videos, help me make more. Like, subscribe down below, or you can go to my Patreon page and help support us. Or if you really want to help stop global warming, down below there's a power pipe that could end global warming in the next decade.